to get toddlers to listen without yelling? That's the million-dollar question. Toddlers are strong-willed children. Toddlers are strong-willed children because they are learning that they have a will. And oh boy, they know how to use their will. So today I'm going to give you strategies I use with my twin toddlers that I picked up from working with high behavioral needs kids in the foster care system. I apply those strategies that I learned there with my toddlers, and it's not going to give you the secret sauce that if you do this, your children are going to follow instructions for the rest of their lives, but at least I promise you that you're going to live this life with an understanding of effective strategies that you could use to help your child follow your instructions. And yes, you might say, help him follow my instructions. Yes, following instructions is a skill that could be learned, and you are there as their coach to guide them through this process. So you are going to live today with skills to teach your toddlers the social skill of following instructions. So instead of just yelling or getting frustrated or just like giving in into their demands, you know exactly how to redirect them, how to guide them, to help them follow your instructions. My name is Marcela Collier. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Here I am committed to empower you with the confidence that you got this, mom. You are able to handle toddler tantrums especially. Hello. Oh, hi, how are you, Justin? How are you? Okay, so I got sidetracked. I got so excited that I get to see you today. Hello. So we're talking about how to handle toddlers when they misbehave. Okay. So welcome to my channel. I encourage you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to me. I'm here to encourage you with the confidence that you got this, mom. Let's talk about my strategies. Let's go right to the topic. And please hit the notification bell. Yes, every time I upload, I want you to be notified of my videos. So the first thing is you need to anticipate their triggers, because every time that they misbehave, there is something going on in them, right? Their heart rate is already up, they are already upset, and it's because of something. So how can you anticipate triggers? You just have to be a student of your child. You need to learn what your child's triggers are. So you just have to really observe, like, okay, my child in this setting, every time he comes to a crowded place, he throws temper tantrums. That's one of my twins. So I know that's a trigger of him, and every time I go to a place and I see that it's crowded, I anticipate that trigger and I plan for it, right? And I plan for it. So yesterday we were in a gymnastics class. We got to the place and I noticed it was full of kids, and it was a really, it wasn't a super small place, but it was pretty tight, pretty small. So I said, okay, if I let my toddler go there after a little while, he's going to start acting up. And I know how he could get when he acts up. So I said, okay, I'm going to stay by the exit door, and every once in a while, I'm gonna to take him out of the room, and I'm gonna give him a little breather, and I'm gonna bring him back in before he starts acting up. So that's what I did. I know, because I've lived it. The time Awesome lesson. Thank you, Just. The time that you don't anticipate a trigger and the time that your child starts acting up is because that trigger is already there, right? That trigger is already there. So when you're able to anticipate a trigger, you are able to prevent a behavior. So this is more for the prevention side. Let's talk about they're already defiantly not following your instructions, and how I said they're toddlers. They're toddlers. My children are 2.5 years old. So first of all, I want you to let you know that defiance in little children is developmentally appropriate. Why? Because they're learning that they have a will. They're learning that they're separate from their parents and they have a way to influence other people's behaviors and other people's, words and actions. So they're starting to understand that they have power, right? And sometimes their need for power clashes with your need to keep your child under your control, right? So, how many times? Please raise your hands in the comments. If you ask your child to, for example, to put his pajamas on, and it's his favorite pajamas, but for some reason he says no. And that's his favorite pajamas, that's his favorite shoes, that he loves to go and take baths, but he says no. It is because he has that feeling, that need to control the outcome of his life, right? So that goes to my second strategy, and is to offer children choices. Often offer children choices that you are comfortable with, that you can live with, right? So instead of just telling them, for example, let's go back with the example. Instead of just telling them, put on these pajamas, you could say, it's time to put our pajamas on. You can choose between the dinosaur pajamas or the firefighter pajamas. Which ones do you choose? They're pajamas anyway, right? Whatever one he chooses, he's going to be on his pajamas and go to sleep, right? So, and I guarantee you, because I have toddlers, I know that they love choices. They love choices because it gives them a sense of control over their own lives. It gives them a sense that I got this. I can say what I'm going to put on. I can say what I'm going to do. And ultimately, you are the one who has the authority. You are the one who is in charge of the entire situation, but your child feels that he is empowered as well to make choices, right? And that's what we want our kids to grow up to. We want our kids to be able to make good, sound choices on their own. So it's a good practice, right? So the other thing, let's talk about the yelling part. And then this might not be popular, but yelling to our kids it could be good sometimes. Depending of what it is for. If your child is ready to run to the street, please, if yelling keeps him safe, yell to him. Please don't stop, please. So if it is a safety issue, if it is something that it comes like there is going to be harm to your child or to others, please yell. But as a way to parent, as a way to discipline a child consistently, this is what happens when we yell. First of all, they get used to it. So it's just noise for them. Second, they get agitated as well. If they see us agitated, they pick on our energy. Children, especially toddlers, they love to imitate other people's behaviors because they're learning how to behave themselves. So they love imitating, and if they see you agitated, yelling, guess what they're gonna do? They're going to repeat what you're doing, right? So that's what happens with toddlers. And second, is going to fire up an alarm in their brain, like, oh, there is something here that is not safe. I need to survive. And survival reaction in people in general is fight, flight, or freeze. They will either fight back, or they would run away, or they would just freeze, which we would call defiance. or sometimes they freeze giving into what you're following the instructions that you're giving them, but not because they see the importance of doing what you're telling them, but because they're afraid of what's going to happen. That's part of freeze as well. So that's what happens with yelling. Now, I truly believe that moms, we don't want to yell to our kids, right? Tell me in the comments. When was the last time that you yelled at your kid? Didn't you feel so bad for doing so? And let me tell you a little secret. I've yelled to my kids before. I'm a human, and you are a human. If you've done it, this is not a place for condemnation. My channel is not a place for condemnation. My channel is not a place to beat you up, to tell you, why did you do this? No. Forgive yourself, forgive the situation, and move on. Move on with new skills that you're learning today, okay? The same with me. Even knowing all these skills, I've yelled to my kids because I'm a human, right? So I forgave myself and I moved on. And the important thing is that it's not the primary way for you to discipline your kids, right? Okay, so another thing is, with toddlers, repeat the instruction, but don't get tangled up in their little excuses, right? Because children are so intelligent. Even if they're toddlers, they always have the perfect excuse. So my toddler, for example, today he was jumping on the couch, and I said, okay, you either go down to the you either jump on the floor, or you could sit on the couch. I gave them the two choices that I was comfortable with. And even with that, he gave me his little excuse. Mom, but I'm too tired. I want to jump here on the couch. I'm tired to jump on the floor. If I would have said, if you're too tired, how come you're jumping and not sleeping? I'm getting tangled up in the content of my child's excuse. And that doesn't lead to any good place. It's just going to lead to more frustration, and it's going to lead to your children building up his excuse or escalating in behavior because they see you getting escalated as well, getting frustrated. So don't get tangled up in their excuses. Repeat the instruction, and if they still don't follow your instruction, act. So you could say, you could either jump on the floor or you could sit on the couch. And then if they don't do so, then you say, okay, you either sit on the couch or I go and I get you down off the couch. Go get him off the couch, right? Pick him up, put him down. Yes, and if they're throwing a tantrum because of that, let it happen. Let it happen. As long as they're tantruming in a safe place, let it happen. Temper tantrums don't occur because you're a bad mom, please. Temper tantrums don't occur because you have difficult children. Temper tantrums are part of toddlerhood. All toddlers. If you've seen a mom saying that her child's never thrown a temper tantrum, she's either lying or she doesn't spend long enough time with her child. So, tantrums are normal in toddlers. But our job as parents is to train our children. Ya voy, amor. Give me a second, mi amor. I'm here in YouTube. That was one of them. So our job as parents is to train them in the way they should go. And the Bible says that when they grow up, they would not depart from them. So if they're throwing a tantrum, let it happen. When they cool down, you talk to them about the whatever you want to teach them, and you tell them the appropriate way to respond to you. Why don't you do it while they're throwing the temper tantrum? Because they're not on their right mind to listen what you have to say at the time, right? They are not thinking about your words. They're too upset, right? So just help them cool down. Sometimes cooling down, just let it happen. And when they go down, talk to them. Okay? Are you sure that you're handling temper tantrums right? If you're not, you should take my quiz. Are you handling temper tantrums right quiz? You just have to let me know in the comments and I will send it to you for free. It will tell you where you are and what you need to do to be effective when you respond to temper tantrums with your toddlers. Thank you so much for coming. Justin, I don't know if you're there. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you every Thursday. I'm going to do a live on a topic about parenting. Yes? And every Tuesday, that's every Thursday, and every Tuesday I have a regular video about mom life. I show different routines with my toddlers and about parenting as well. I am committed to empower you with the confidence that you got this, mom. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and let me know about the parenting quiz if you want to take it. Okay.